The year is 2004. You left London, where you designed Virgin Atlantic's upper class suites. You moved to New York, Soho, where the founding team of Virgin America was based. You were employee number 4. I love that Virgin was so thoughtful that they had someone to design the product at such an early stage. It sends such an important message around the importance of building a product that people are going to love.
When we looked at the market, we saw a customer that was being underserved by the really big airlines in terms specifically of the experience that they were getting. And so we asked ourselves a number of different questions as to how we could offer a better experience, how we could potentially transform the experience from being something that people really resented, that people really thought was a sort of onerous thing to get on a plane in America and travel between cities, how we could both fix that and also then use the Virgin brand to make something actually that was really fun, that was wonderful, that you looked forward to, that became addictive.
The brand sounds like it played a big role in how you envision the product experience from the start.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you look at it through the eyes of the brand and you look at the existing industry and all of the ways that they were failing the customer, the whole sort of customer journey. All of those touch points were things that we could use in the industry at the time. It's just about cost or it's about network or schedule. We thought that it should be about experience. I saw it as Virgin America sort of democratizing that. It hadn't been done in coach at all. I think the risk for us was that both on the technology side, but also on things like mood lighting, we were pushing the envelope in terms of what the industry was ready to deliver. When you arrive at the airport, we wanted to welcome you. Our solution to that was to make a set of furniture effectively for airport use that framed our staff as being approachable, hospitality, welcoming type staff members instead of the much more typical sort of generic defensive looking furniture. Mood lighting was the key part of the cabin interior. It was intended from the outset to glow a little from the outside so that as you approach an aircraft, you can see that there's something going on in a Virgin America plane that isn't normal. And hopefully that generates some excitement. Hopefully you'd like to see the inside of it, some curiosity, what's going on in there. That can extend down the jetway onto the aircraft so that there's a sort of sequential theatrical chronology of getting on board. Everyone was lighting their cabins with fluorescent lighting, yellow and green tones on skin. Generally make people look nauseous, which doesn't make you feel great. It doesn't do any favors to all of the sweaty grey plastics that they have on board as well. The intent was really to make something that was quite calm relative to the harshness and sort of abrasiveness of not doing it. It's funny, largely because of the colour and because we had some music in the background. People did think nightclub. People thought high energy. It's interesting when you can devise something and then it becomes public. It's not yours anymore.
Remember we named a plane after Drake and he DJ'd our first flight to Toronto? Like Drake had that experience. It was like really, really universal. The politicians came on board, the product that you designed. It was just such like a breath of fresh air, I think, for people flying in the US at that time. So you couldn't kind of deny it when you got people on the planes. The work that you were doing, Adam, and just how incredibly bespoke it was really blew me away. And people really do take it for granted now because Virgin put so much pressure. Like once the other airlines figured out, oh my God, they're making more revenue per passenger on like New York, LA than like any other airline, which happened later on, then everyone started sort of doing like the cheap and dirty imitation of it. But at the time that Adam did it, it was pretty unheard of in the US. And just remember like the complexity of doing the mood lighting, the complexity of red, even the things like we're going to have white massage chair in first class. I mean, no one would do that.
You want a brand to make you feel something. And I think Virgin America really did make you feel truly love. You mentioned the word love when talking about the product and about Richard's vision and his leadership for the airline. And everyone on the team was very focused on creating a better experience.
It was really awesome to see that the brand and the product design could yield a revenue premium. And that was sort of the big bet that no one believed in from the start. We were able to become profitable. We had one of the most successful IPOs of 2014, period. We were either number one or number two in per passenger revenue on sort of all of the big tech ticket routes. So LA to New York, San Francisco to New York, the big sort of transcon markets. And so it was pretty clear, I think even to our competitors at that point, that people would pay more, pay a premium for an excellent in-flight experience, especially on these more lucrative routes. To Adam's point, that really helped with spurring the rest of the industry to invest in their own products. Up until that point, it was sort of seen as this fallacy that there's no actual relation to customer experience and brand experience.